Hello everybody. I'm gonna show you what I have been up to here for the last week. My hatches that I have standing over here, I have been sanding, and the idea was to give it some yellow paint, double two-component polyurethane. But we have like a cold weather front passing through, so it have been raining almost every day throughout the week, so I have not been painting anything, and I don't like to paint it in the workshop because the gases from the two-component paint is quite poison, and even if it is pure, it still smells very bad in the workshop, and I don't fancy working with a gas mask all the time in the workshop, so that just have to wait till the weather is better. Another thing I then have been doing is dumpster diving. I had a friend calling me there at the place where he is working. They are using quite a bit of stainless steel, and he was saying that I might want to pay some attention to their dumpster because there might be some good stuff in it for me. And what I have down here is some 3mm pieces, and that would be 1/8 of an inch or something like that. Just if you're working in inches, that you get the picture. And then I also been finding this nice piece, and the idea is I can cut it out and weld it on, and then I have some points for when I have to shaggle in blocks for the lines and stuff like that, or take anything on. Then I don't need to drill, and then I'm saving a little bit on my drills. And this nice pipe here that is gonna fit on the arch for, and on that one my windmill is gonna be fitted just the right diameter. The pipe that I had was in aluminium, and aluminium and stainless steel is not good to mix the metals, so that one I'm very happy. And as that not is enough, it was like experience a Christmas evening. I was finding this piece, and it's one that I need for the foremast, because the bottom of the mast and where it's go through the deck, the distance is not that high, and to make it work as a proper spring, I need a higher point where I can where the mast can make a pressure on the deck. So on this one, I'm gonna put a pipe on that's coming up here, and it's gonna be like 70 centimeters, or that will be 3 feet and 4 inches or something like that. That in that area, and then some ribs, and they're gonna cut it out so it's gonna be round. And my good luck was that it is 40 centimeters, and the mast is gonna be like 36 or so 38 centimeters. So it's a very lucky found for me, because it's gonna save me a lot of work. The idea was to cut it out of 6 pieces and then weld it together, and take the angle grinder and cut it round, and so on and so on. But this is gonna save me a very high amount of work. So that is like 2 Christmas in 1 year. I was very happy when I found that one. So that about the dumpster diving, and getting material that you not need to pay for is actually a quite good thing to pay some attention to if you want to build a boat, because if you can get some material for the boat to build and you don't need to pay for it, then your money is obviously gonna last longer. Behind me the mast shack is, and the roof is curtained from a truck trailer that I bought for almost nothing. It was if I have to pay the time to get it transported, it will be higher than the price that I pay for the curtain. And the wall pieces here, that is from a garage that I was taking down from a customer last spring that I've been using here, and they actually only work for reinforcement so that the wind pressure nut is taking the shack and pull it around. Let's go inside and have a look. Here's some wind I can hear. All the beams, that is a roof construction that we have to rebuild. So we was taking like 60% out of the roof construction and putting in some new lumber and reinforcing it and make it higher so that we could put more insulation into it. And the plan for this piece was that I have to go into to my stove to heat up the house, but I could find some other scrap wood and I didn't need it. So here it's a good roof beam, and in a couple of years it's gonna end up in a stove anyway, so I just delayed a little bit. So in the end, the whole shack was gonna cost me the sum of what will end up to be like 1.5 package of screws to make the connections. Most of the screw was coming out of the wood because we have to anchor something when we were taking it down, and when on a payroll it's too expensive just to take the screws out. You just cut it out and throw it out, and then in the spare time I could take the screws out and reuse them. What I did do on the boat was I did sand the epoxy, the final layer of epoxy, that means layer number 5, that I have to sand down before giving it this polyurethane varnish. And just to show you how hard the epoxy is when it's used as varnish, this is actually not all the pieces that I have been using for the mast, because I didn't think that it might be funny to actually see the amount, so I was just throwing them away. But I've been using like 15 pieces for sanding the mast down from top to bottom, and it's a professional extender sander that I've been using. But anyway, it was taking 5.5 hours from getting from the top to the bottom. So it's a very hard surface, but it's not. It cannot take the sun, so you need to put some protection on it, and that's why I'm giving this polyurethane varnish. The idea was actually in the beginning to give it some white polyurethane color, so I could stand on the deck with and just lean back and look up and see how the mast was doing, and because when the mast have this wooden color, then you can see it when it's, the white color is true when it's weared out, and then you could paint it again. But in the end, I'm probably gonna have to go to the top of the mast for 1 or 2 times every year, and so I can see when something happening, and probably every second year, just gonna give it 1 or 2 layers of varnish. So I don't think that the problem is actually that big, and I can always paint it white again. The reason why I didn't paint it white is because I have a lot of friends and just people that have a little bit of curiosity to see the mast coming by and say that it would be a shame to cover up the wooden structure, and actually there was nobody that was saying that was a good idea to paint it white. So I can always paint it white when nobody is looking, if I change my mind. So but it's still need 4 layers of varnish, then it have to be turned around, and then I have to sand it again, but then I only have to sand like this white on the mast, because on the side it have already been sanded. And then again 5 layers of polyurethane. So and the idea was actually at this point it should have been ready for turning, but because it have been raining all the time, then I don't like to to do the sanding and the varnishing when it's raining because of the moisture contents in the air. It's not that good for the varnish. So then better wait a little bit and then get it done right than have to be up in the mast all the time to fix the mishap. And actually right now we have showers and yeah, as you can see out there, it's not that I'm fancying it. The weather report was saying dry weather today, and it's the shower is still passing through, and I guess I just have to wait it out and do something else inside the boat. I still have to do all the shafts for the next mast, so it's not that I'm have to sit in the car drinking coffee and look out on the sky. But it will be nice with a little dry weather. As we used to here in Denmark, we used to call it a dry weather for a short break. So I will wait for the next short break and then just get on with it and get the most out of the dry weather when it's actually arrive. I hope it's not going to be that long because it's starting to annoying me that it's raining all the time. It's not that interesting to watch the water coming down from the sky. So okay, I hope you enjoyed the little tour of what was happening, and yeah, I guess the short note of this video is that if you can get some scrap from somewhere and don't need to pay for it, you just need to pick it up, then just go get it. And if you have to go to a junkyard or scrapyard to see what they have, then you probably are gonna get away with the material for maybe a quarter of the new price. And some of the thing, the boat arch, if it's 2.5 inch or if it's 2 inch, if you have the material, it doesn't matter if it's the one or the other. You just have to be sure that it's that the support is strong enough if you go down in dimension. But instead of just rushing out, buying everything and tear it down off the shelf in the shops, then be patient and start watching in the scrapyards and all in the area around you where you can find the stuff and get your hands on it without breaking any laws, of course. Even I heard some saying that also was a possibility, but I don't think that is a good idea. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will try to put up something in the next 10 days. The next I'm gonna put up is probably gonna be in Danish, and I'm not sure if I have the time to put some voiceover on it, but then just enjoy it. And the picture or the film alone is actually saying the most of it. So I will try, of course, to put all the old stuff up in every once in a while, because there's too much good stuff from the construction period that need to come out, or deserve to come out, so you can see it. Okay, bye bye, and see you next week, and I hope you enjoyed.